Jai Hind everyone. Myself Rekha Baghel, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Welcome to the lecture series on software engineering. Subject code is KDS 063. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the function point analysis. So, this is the lecture overview. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the introduction part. Then I will cover the various advantages of the function point analysis, functional unit, and after that I will discuss the unadjusted function points. And in the last, I will discuss how we can calculate the function point with the help of some example or the numerical part. So, function point analysis. Function point analysis is basically function point is a unit of measuring the size of some application. So, we can define the function point is a function point is a unit of measurement that quantifies the amount of business functionality delivered by a software application. So, whenever some software developers develop any application, software applications, so how they can find out, how they can measure the size that particular software application used. So, by using the function point analysis, the software engineers can use this function point analysis to measure the size of any software applications. So, this size is dependent on the particular features provided by the software application. If the software application provides the more complex features, then the size of the software application will be large. So, function point analysis allows software engineers to better measure the size of the project. So, that's why this function point analysis is very important in the software engineering. You need to clear about each and every aspects of this function point analysis for understanding the measurement of the software applications. So, due to this function point analysis is popular because it provides the high accuracy, flexibility. If basically this function point analysis, the data is derived from the requirement specification document. If any requirement change, then this function point analysis restructured with itself, means if any requirement change, this function point analysis is also changed according to the requirement. So, this function point analysis used based on the some parameters, like this function point analysis work on the basis of some internal inputs, some external outputs, and what are the different types of inputs we are using, what are the different types of outputs we are giving to the some applications, what are the calculations are performed to translate user requirements into the uniform standard. So, these are the different aspects for calculating the function point analysis. So, function point analysis, the main advantages of using function point analysis can be described as below. So, function point analysis, as I already discussed, it is the very effective method for calculating the size of the software application. So, basically in this function point analysis, the main concern of the developers are the features provided by the application. If the features or functions provided by the applications, functions that a user can access and use this metric accurately, determine the complexity of the applications. So, this based on these this point, we can use the function point analysis. So, function point analysis is very especially useful when comparing the projects of different sizes. For example, suppose there are the three projects. in which the number of lines of code are same. Number of lines of code are same, but if the project, suppose these are the project P1, P2 and P3. My first point is, if the lines of code are same, okay, in all these projects lines of code are same, but what is the difference? The complexity or the complexity are different. Different in the sense that P1 is a very simple project, P2 is like medium complex, and P3 is large complex. Okay, this is medium and this is small. So LOC are same, lines of control, lines of code are same, but complexity are different. So if we use the other matrices for calculating the size of the software, then they gives the same. They considered all these three methods of the same category. But according to function point analysis works on the basis of features of functions provided by the projects. So in this case, this is the simplest type of projects, this is medium size of project, and this is the large complex projects. So the function points gives the size of this project high in comparison to others. So they are especially useful when comparing projects of different sizes. They provide a consistent methods for assessing and measuring project scope. Instead of asking developers to estimate the number of lines each projects require. So function point analysis can work without asking the lines of code every time. So next point is how this function point analysis work. So this function point analysis work based on these five categories. So if we talk about the function point analysis estimates the efforts, cost, complexity of the software project based on 5 parameters. So before discussing these 5 parameters, we can categorize how these 5 parameters belongs to each other. So we can categorize the functional units. So this is the functional unit, this is the functional unit, and we can categorize this functional unit into the two types. First is data function type, and the second one is transactional function type. Okay, data function type and transactional function types. Okay, so transactional function types. These are, so these two under the data function type, and these three comes under the category of transfer function type. So what is a data function type and what is transfer function type? If we talk about the data function type, in this data function type, these are the two categories. First is internal logical files and second one is external interface files. So internal logical files, also termed as ILF, it is so this ILF is used by a user identify a group of logical related data or control information maintained within the system. So it is a group of logical related data or control information. If we talk about the internal logical file, so it is a collection of logical related data and the control information. So what is external interface files? So external interface file, in this a user identifier group of logically related data or control information referenced by the system but maintained within another system. So this is the basic difference between these two. In this, this is internal logical files are maintained within the system, but external interface files are maintained within the another system. Okay, maintained within the another system. This means EIF, external interface files, in short it is known as the EIF, is counted for one system, maybe an ILF in another system. Okay, so this is internal logical files when this is used in under a system, but when these files are used by the another system, then for that system it is known as the external interface files. If we talk about the data transfer functions, so it is next one is next is transactional function types. So transactional function type is of three categories: external inputs, external outputs, and external inquiries. So external input and EI process data or control information that comes from outside the system, and the EI is an elementary process which is the smallest unit of activity that is meaningful to the end user in the business. And if we talk about the external output, an external output is an elementary process that generates data or control information to be sent outside the system. Similarly, if we talk about the external inquiry, so external inquiry is an elementary process that is made up to the input-output combination that results in data retrieved. So this is the different categories. So this is the outline of this functional units. Here it is a user and other applications. When the user sends the data into the application, so it is ILF, and it is inputs, and we retrieve the data from the application. These are termed as outputs. And if this is the other application, in that the external interfaces are stored. So these are the EIF, and this is the system. If it is the internal logical files, so for this system, this EIF is termed as the ILF, but for this system, this EIF is used as the external. For this system, this EIF is termed as the internal. Okay, so if user send some inquiries to the system and the system respond to the inquiries. So these are the different types of functions that we need in function points analysis. So counting function points. So for calculating the size of the application, we need these type of weighing factors. So I have already explained these 5 categories of data and transfer functions. So based on the type of the projects, if the project is of low category, average complexity, high complexity, then we allot the weighing factors to these functional units. Suppose if the external input is of if the project is of low category, of low complex in nature, then external inputs we provide the 3, If the project is of average complex, then we provide the 4. And external outputs. So this is the table that we must remember for calculating the function points. So these are the low, average and high, and correspondingly these are the functional units. We have assigned some weighing factors 3, 4, 6, 4, 5, 7, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 15, 5, 7, 10. These are the weights provides to these functional units based on the weighing factor. So how we can calculate the function points? So for calculating the function points, we need this formula. First function point, the formula of, I will discuss the formula of function point is UFP. UFP is means this is the unadjusted function point into this is the complexity adjustment factor, and by using these terms we can calculate the function point analysis. So organizations that use function point methods develop a criteria for determining whether a particular entry is low, average or high. So the function point analysis can be calculated with the help of the unadjusted function points, complexity adjustment factors. So complexity adjustment factor, so this UFP and CF, how we can calculate this unadjusted function point and complexity adjustment factor. So first start with CF, means complexity adjustment factor. How we can calculate this factor? With the help of this formula. So complexity adjustment factor can be calculated with the help of this formula 0.65 plus 0.01 into summation Fi. So what is Fi? The Fi run from I is equal to 1 to 14 are the degree of influence and based on the responses to the questions. So software developers ask basically 14 questions to the customer, and the customer need to rate the answer from 1 to 5. Means these 14 questions, the customer provides the answers in the form of some rating, that is 1 to 5. So these 14 questions are like this. These are the 14 questions, and this is the factors. The customers need to scale the factors in the range of 0 to 5. 0 means no influence, 1 means incidental, 2 means moderate, 3 means average, 4 means significant, 5 means essential. And these are the 14 questions. So like questions are like, does the system require reliable backup and recovery? So customer will give the answer. If it is give, I need average recovery, I need average backup and recovery, then it will average, it means they will rate it 3. Is data communication required? Okay. So customer answers like, I need significant data communication required. It means the customer is giving 4 of this answer. So based on the answers provided by the customer, we rate these questions from 1 to 14, and after that we sum all these ratings and find the value of summation Fi. And based on this formula, we calculate the CAF. CF, okay, understand? It is clear how we can calculate the CF. Now our next point is how to calculate the unadjusted function point. So unadjusted function point is calculated with the help of this double summation I is equal to 1 to 5, j is equal to 1 to 3, z I j, w I j. So what is this? the I indicates the row and J indicates the column of the table. Wij, it is the entry of the ith row and jth column of the table. Zij, it is the count of the number of functional units of type I have been classified as the having the complexity corresponding to the column in J. So, in this, for example, you can see in this table, so these are the three columns, low, average and high. So, this is the Wij, Wij is the row, corresponding row and the column, the value of the weight factor, and Zij is the functional unit. Okay. So, we can understand this the calculation of this unadjusted function points and C and CAF with the help of some example. Suppose this is an example. An application has the following 10 low external inputs, 10 low external inputs, 12 high external outputs, 20 low internal logical files, 15 high external interface files, 12 average external inquiries and a value of complexity adjustment factor of 1.10. Okay. So, what are the unadjustment function point? Okay, and next point is find out the function point. So, for calculating the unadjustment function point, first there are the two methods by which you can find out this the answers of this question. So, first method is like this. So, this is the formula of unadjusted function point. So, by using this formula we can calculate. Here there are the 10 low external inputs, 10 low external inputs. So, from this table you will see in this question there is a 10 low external inputs. External inputs are low in category. So, the weighing factor they will use is 3. So, here 10 into 3 because 10 low external inputs are means they are in low category. So, we use the 3 complex weighing factor. So, next one is 12 high external outputs. So, 12 external outputs in nature is high. So, external outputs high in nature means 7. 12 into 7. Similarly, 20 into 7, 15 plus 10 plus 12 into 4. 15, sorry, here it is like multiplication. Okay. So, 30 plus 84 plus 140 plus 150 plus 48, 452 FP is equal to UFP into CF, 452. So, here unadjustment function point comes like 452. So, function point is equal to UFP into CF. So, value of UFP is 452 into CF value is provided here also. So, CF value is 1.10. With the help of this, we can calculate the function point. So, function points comes like 497.2. So, this is the method by which we can calculate the unadjusted function points. So, this is the one method. Another method for calculating the function point analysis is like this is the table for calculating the function point analysis and UFP and CF. We can draw this table in this have to mention the functional units. So, there are 5 functional units. So, first we will mention the functional units. After that, in second column, we need to write the count complexity. Okay, so we need to mention the count complexity. Next one, so next we will calculate the with the help of the weighing factor assigned, we will calculate the complexity totals, and next we will calculate the functional unit totals. So in this example, this is the example. So here external inputs are 10, external inputs are 10, external outputs are 12, 20 internal logical files, 20 external logical files, and this one 20, 15 high external interface file, 15 and 12 average external inquiries. So 12 external inquiries. So based on this, low, high, low, high, average, and so based on this we assign the count complexity. So it is low in nature, so we will provide it here 3, and this is external outputs. So external outputs are high in nature, means high 7. External interface files, external interface file are high in nature, means this is 10. External inquiries are average in nature, external inquiries are average in nature, means we provide 4. And last one is external logical files. So external logical files are external outputs, external logical files are low in nature. So low in nature means provide 6. Okay, so based on this we calculate the complexity totals. Complexity total means we calculate here 10 into 3 means 30, 12 into 7, 12 into 7, 84, 48, 140, 150. So in this way we can calculate the so total unadjusted function points. We will sum all these points and find out the value of this. So these are the two methods by which we can find out the function points, UFP and unadjusted function points. So this is by calculating the UFP we can find out the FP. FP is equal to UFP into UFP plus CAF. So this is all about the function point analysis. So in this lecture we have discussed about the what is function point, what are the different advantages of function points, how we can calculate the unadjusted function points, complexity adjustment function points, and at the last how we can calculate the function points. So in this lecture I hope all these things are cleared. Thank you.